The zoom on this new Marvelous Designer is garbage. It's just way too strong. And zoom direction forward. God. Sure. Save. Go. Then perfect. Go. Hello, Zoom. Welcome. I'm just eating some food off camera at the moment. Be back in just a little bit. How's your day going? How have you been, actually? Enjoying the VR free lifestyle? No complaints. Well, good. Glad to hear that. And getting the cloth on the body is such a pain sometimes. Let's see. Here's my phone. And here we go, not even an hour later. Still no room for VR. Just how it goes, I guess. Yeah, it's like I always feel like I have times where I can play VR a bunch, and then times when I just have zero time for it. There we go. Reset its position W. How fair is life there? Life's going pretty well. Working on we're getting back into the swing with commissions. My only big complaint is this dog barking in the apartment next to me. That's still been going on. No one's done anything about that, which is frustrating. Um, but other than that, things are good. Things are very good. I'm pretty excited about getting back into VR this time. I think, or this time's not the right word, but kind of just getting back into it. I think there's just a lot more happening in the space than there has been in a while. Hello, Kabar. Welcome. Good morning. So that's always an annoyance. Glad to see you're doing your magic again. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. I missed it. I missed really sinking my teeth into Blender and stuff. All right, hoodie. Welcome, Pablo. How's it going? This is the outfit we're going for, by the way. Oh, just gonna delete these little tidbits over here for the moment. Salutation Pablo on YouTube. I see. I'm coming over. It's a little slower on YouTube. It's going extremely ultra mega bad. I'm sorry to hear that. It's me stretching. um, what happened? What's happening? What happened? Burnt out right now. I've been trying to make a recolorable character with ambient occlusion. It doesn't work. It's not transparent. Ah. um, yeah, ambient occlusion can be challenging to work with because that's more of like a shader thing, and especially with transparency, um, that can be a little tricky. Have you seen what you're trying to make been done before on another avatar? Don't despair too much. I think we'll help how we can. I think pain, no gain. That's kind of how you got to look at it sometimes. I guess we do need to just make the middle longer for that to work. Yes. Fred managed to do it, but recolorable character. Are you trying to make a custom shader? Can you make custom shaders in is this Roblox or what software? Still not letting me pull it forward very far. I actually managed to figure out like more than halfway how to do it. Maybe because I just had to add ambient occlusion to a fill layer on base color, then add a multiply, then I have control on the fill layer under it. But I just now need to make it so the color that I can change on substance becomes more transparent like any PNG image. Okay, you're on substance. Let me pop that open. My stop's coming up. Glad to see you live more again, Sam. Until next time, enjoy your day, Zoom. Glad things are going so well for you. And enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, Zoom. Can I just make a new one with the plane? It's not. Right there. Ugh. Of course, the dog just goes right back to it. I have a dog that's barking way too much in the apartment next door. All right, so for substance, there are a lot of different things you can do. The most standard way to work with any file, with anything I add in substance here, is I basically almost exclusively work with masks. Masks are super useful and kind of my standard way to do things. So for example, just going to close all this. I'm going to make a new layer on top so we can do an example. You were saying how you wanted to use the ambient occlusion to change a color. So I added this folder here, the template flat. Call it example layer. If I change its color right now, it doesn't do anything because I have this mask. This mask is black. So nothing's coming through because it's a black mask. So I have a folder with material in it and a black mask right there. Now, what I could do is if I selected my mask, I could paint in just like anything else. But you can also right click on a mask and add a fill or any of these things really, but I'm going to add a fill. And what a fill layer allows you to do is first you can add in something like your ambient occlusion. And so now we can see how it's kind of tinted. The issue right now is that for masking, black means stop, like don't let it through, and then white means let it through. So it's kind of inverted. But again, because we can stack these effects just like a paint layer or a mask layer, I can just throw a filter. Boom. Invert right there. Boom. Invert it. And so now it's a little harder to see right now, but we do have our base color. I'm going to add one fill layer below this just to fill it in. Set this to whatever. And now you can really see it, right? So just for our visual effect. Now, if I wanted to change how much this layer is blending onto the black color below it, you actually can just click this slider right here and adjust it. Or you could add a fill layer on top, so you don't have to adjust the actual visual impact. You can just adjust your mask, and you could do something like set it to multiply, and then use that as a slider as well. I kind of prefer using the fill just because that way I know my opacity is untouched and everything's just in the mask, kind of as intended. yeah, hopefully that helps. That's going to give you a good way to layer on the ambient occlusion. Oops. Interesting, but this way so I can make the base color itself have zero opacity, like completely transparent. Yes. So in Substance, it's not an alpha channel. Opacity is controlled directly by the opacity channel. So here on opacity, um, you have to make sure it's enabled. If you don't see opacity in your channel set, you can just add it in whatever. You should just see it in that list. You just click it, it'll add it. Usually you have to do that with ambient occlusion too. Once you have that, you just add it like any other channel. So if I went here, I clicked, made a layer, and I'm just doing opacity, you can see I can change that. So all I would need to do is put it in a folder, add a mask to that folder, say that so black is full opacity. And if I paint, we can paint out sections of the character. Like that. So if you had whatever effect you're already painting, so actually let me go back to that other folder with the black, and then in here, we did our test with the red color there. All I'd have to do, since I put it in a folder with a mask, if I wanted opacity, it was enable that channel and then adjust just that channel. It looks kind of goofy. Gives them like a balloon kind of look, I guess. Yeah, and I can always just remove it. Hello, Beth. Welcome. It has been quite a while. How you been doing? Hopefully life's been treating you well. Actually, I think I need to delete this one. And we'll go to Seam, select this one and delete it. Then add a point right here. Play, watch it separate. Segment sewing here to there. There we go. Been going great. I don't even remember where I was in life when I was here last. Fair enough. I took a big old break. But not a break necessarily, but yeah. Not necessarily a break, but I was just away working on other projects for a while. I'm pretty glad to be back. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm glad to be back. It's nice. But I'm glad to hear things are going well for you. The car accident arc. I remember you mentioned a car accident, but I don't know if there was any resolution to that. I just remember hearing about it. Hopefully that went as well as it could. Car accidents are annoying to deal with. There's always so much bullshit. Not that I've been in a lot of car accidents, but I've listened to a lot of car accident calls. All right, not too shabby. I feel like we're getting a lot of extra material right here. So that'd be this one. That was a year ago, so basically all that's happened to me. I got a new car, just recently got promoted, and that's about it. That's all good things. I mean, especially after after a tough time with a car accident. Oh, I got sleepy. Feels like a sleepy day. We chilling from the accident. Good. Very good. Oh, 1 second. Doing that. All right. You been doing any VR chat as well? This does that. I don't get that at all. It just makes it slightly lower down sometimes. So if it's facing this way, I actually want the segment like that, I believe. Then like I think I messed that up. Edit sewing. So boom. Segment sewing. So many things to click. This was supposed to be symmetrical. This other half's not doing anything unless it's like in the neck or something. Guess it is. No, I don't see it at all. Where's this segment? Oh, it's just on the floor, literally just laying on the ground. Ah, I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to create symmetric pattern with sewing. I must have just done just symmetric pattern last time. And then one more segment to sew, like that. Now we've got a nice little hood. And also going to we're going to take this part and we're going to shrink it. Let's do something with it because it's just getting pulled down so much. Does a dog wear pants like this or this is the question I always find myself asking when working on furries. Then there should be a way to rotate or fold a section. Pinch. Quick pinching. What's this do? Advanced pinching. 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 Here we go. Should have worked. Oop, that looks good. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Not that much bigger. I'll actually want it to be longer too. Wow, that's looking a lot better now. Maybe a little bit too long. Again, there's just so much fabric here. Hmm. It's just there's so much extra material here. Maybe there's just too much arm. No, I guess that is adding material, technically, what I just did. Um, The goat. Rah. Is it working? Oh, these should be symmetrical. They are symmetrical. Well, I appreciate that. Sometimes. Sometimes I'm smart. Good. I'm glad it worked. Ooh. Excited to see what you make. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's just so much to learn with this kind of stuff. It's always good to share what you know. Jacket. So much jacket. Something like that. I want to save this live stream. All my live streams are backed up on YouTube, so um, you can always clip it too. Now we're going to take the bottoms of all of these, do offset internal line, say maybe even 40 millimeters. Boom. That. I can even, I could split it, but I'm actually going to delete this internal line and just split these two. Cut, so that's what it is. I'm gonna clip this live stream right for real. Hello, Dar, welcome. Damn, the clothes physics go kind of crazy. Yeah, this program's awesome. Super useful for making clothing. Excuse me. How's it going, Dara? Seems way too high. Let's try adding a little bit of elastic's terrible. About negative pressure. Wish we could change that a little bit more. Can I change the material itself? Fabric. Is that we used for the silver's robes? Indeed. Indeed. Yeah. It's pretty much how I do all my clothing these days. It's just a big pain in the butt to not do it. Um, just to do it by hand, sculpting and stuff. Like you can sculpt everything, but it takes forever. It really does take an insane amount of time. A little bit bigger. Actually, we will decrease that size again. Oh boy. Why am I seeing this stuff? How do I get rid of that? Darn it. I hate when that happens. I enabled something, or what is that? Oh, I see. It was a tool that I was in. Just feels like there's an insane amount of extra fabric right there. Trying to make it fit. That's funny, like the robes got weight painted to the cheek somehow. We had a good chuckle testing when we so noticed. Gotcha. Well, I'm glad people were able to give him a test. Pretty custom. I could change the material, but that's useless. I don't want the material. I wanted my other fabrics. Where are my other fabrics? There we go. Velour. Velour. So triangulated. All right. That's stupid. Should be able to adjust the actual physical property. Hello, Arctic. Good morning. Not too shabby. Let's save. And let's take our particle distance, set it to 10. Probably going to get a lot more wrinkles now. Not too much more. Maybe. And I really wonder how they were able to dial in these properties so exactly. How do you figure out these random values? Let's leave that at 0. Super slow. Probably need to turn up the particle distance again. So need to make sure that on the body we set our divide on. Oh, sorry. 1 second, y'all. All right, I'm back. My cat Pixie went in to get spayed today, so I'm it's going to be a shorter stream. I'll probably keep working, but let's see, 10. I have to pick up Pixie at 1, 2.5 hours. So probably at least another 2 hours of streaming because I'm gonna get some lunch in at some point too. So, but yeah, Pablo, glad that you found the substance stuff quite useful. I love substance. Substance is great. It's unfortunate there aren't too many alternatives, but it is a good program. Just I just don't like Adobe. It looks so crunchy. Once again, we're gonna look for a different material. I don't know if we're ever gonna find one that just feels like it works right out the gate. that's the one. That's the one. Is that the one I put on earlier? No, I don't think so. Da, 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 da. Satin. Let's try it. Nylon matte. Is it elastic though? It looks like elastic's been enabled. Elastic's off. I think I just need to make the arms bigger. Also make sure that these panels are the same size. Okay, yeah, that's really the reason why. So this is attached to the middle here, but there's a lot more fabric than there is on this other length. So take the edge, just push that down right about there. That should get rid of those odd wrinkles. Or make them worse. No, that looks better. And we'll bring this over a little bit. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Let's turn down the particle distance, or turn up the distance. We'll do 50. It's just bouncing around. Be cool to be in VR with this. Honestly, like a VR Marvelous Designer interface would be so incredibly useful because that you could grab fabric like actual fabric. Like how useful would that be? But man, it'd be awful to be in there when it's this laggy. Okay, so for the arms, I think we do need more. Just more. They just need to be a little bit bigger. So we want those nice uh, bunches. That. Perfect. Then we're going to go to the bottom here. We're going to right click. We're going to say offset pattern outline. Extend. Okay. Like this. Or go the other way and we do offset internal line. Do okay. To raise it up. And we will change the length for 50. All right. Click that and cancel. And we'll actually take the whole little chunk here, shrink it just a little in order to kind of have it poof a little. Just gonna cinch even smaller. All right, that's a lot closer. Still not perfect, but better. Maybe a little bit more space on the back here. It's all a literal, very literal game of like back and forth. Oh boy. I don't like how angled that is. I would love for it to be a lot more level. Not entirely sure best way to do that though. I kind of feel like I would just have to move this up like that. It's like I actually make it shorter on this back panel. Not bad. And then actually make it longer, even longer than it already is. I'm going to straighten these out first. It's like super pointy. Uh, Closer. I feel like this pinch is getting weird. Oh, must have been because I had it on the advanced one or something. It was pinching oddly. It's grabbing a lot more than I expected. All right. Yes. It's kind of crinkly here. Okay. So, looking at the jacket, we need to make some pockets and some stitching. Ugh. And then there's like little pauldrons or epaulets, is that what it's called? Up top. Ah, okay, so something that's off. Is that this edge here actually would be attached to an offset line that goes here and here. So we'll take it, move it out. We're going to click here to offset as internal line. Okay. And then on our actual little dude here, we're going to add a point. Say right there. Actually, I'm going to undo that. Then first, just delete the sewing here before we get too carried away. That's why I was so slow a second ago. And we'll attach that segment there, here, and then on this guy, offset as an internal line. Okay, boom. All right, so I guess it would actually just be from here to there, and from here to there, here, nowhere because I need to actually add the line here. Hello, Popstar. Welcome. How's it going? We're making some clothing right now. That looks crunchy as all hell. Finally got the VR chat right yesterday. Go! That's awesome. Let's go! You excited to make some avatars then? Ah, I see what I messed up. So this line here, we don't need. We actually will just attach this directly to here. Oh, that looks terrible. Terrible. I'm just going to delete it. And we'll add it. I don't want my wrinkles to get too complicated here. I want to ask, are the softwares I need for VTube stuff like 3D VTubers? The software that a lot of people are using right now that I would recommend is Warudo. It's free. You get it through Steam. And it has a lot of customization you can do, and just a lot more professional support. I like VNeon and some of the other ones that have been out for a while, but I kind of feel like Warudo is pretty quickly displacing them. Warudo can be quite heavy on your system, though, from what I hear. While Ruda and it's free, heck yes, free has always won me over. Do you have a camera recommendation? I just have a really cheapo $40 webcam from Amazon. That's like 5 years old now, and that worked quite well. But other than that, I think any webcam will probably work. What's more important is making sure you have good lighting. And that the camera can see your face fully. Like right now, the lighting on my face is pretty good. Might do better if I could block out like the background here and just really isolate my face. Glasses are also kind of an issue. So not recommend if you have potato PC. Yeah, the other one that I'd recommend is VNeon. That one's also free, but making the avatars for them, both of them, is tricky. So I would say just what would I say? Just be prepared. It's a good amount of work. Freeze, deactivate, no, nope, nope. Reset 3D arrangement. Why is it still so crumpled though? Is that the seam taping? I know, but I love a challenge. Well, you got your work cut out for you then. That is so annoying. Why is it acting like that? It's like something is wrong there. Don't know what. Might update my Marvelous Designer. Do not know yet. Depends on 2025 is worth it. Well, they do have like some UI updates, but as far as I can tell, that's kind of like about it. No major changes. So this one's fine over here. I'm just gonna delete it honestly, and do that. There we go. Did it un-F itself? It looks like somewhat. Still a little crumpled, oddly. My version is the same as yours. I'll keep it at that version. If not, I'll update just to make it as good as it can. Yeah? What? Where's Pixie, huh? This is Theo. He's a new addition. He's a good boy. He purrs very loudly. Isn't that right? Yeah. I guess they're both sticking up oddly. What's up? What are you doing? You go. Yeah, just chill. Chill. It's all twisted. It's gonna pull it up. Really want it to be pulled up. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe it's the type of fabric, actually. Yeah. We got another hour worth of work at least. Before I end the stream. How long do you think it'll stay here? Not too long. I think he's gonna get distracted by the mouse. He likes the mouse. Yes, he does. Enter. That does that make a zipper? I did the zipper thing. What's that? My zipper. Where'd my zipper go? I was just looking at it. Yeah, buttons. Oh, here we go. Zipper. Okay. I made it. Enter. Okay, it's gray now. Oh, that's cool. fun, I guess. Or to make another little rectangle. Yeah, I'll do the larger components somewhere else, but we can go ahead and create an internal rectangle like this. You can kind of adjust it, try to find that spacing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He like slid down. Thank you for the help. If you stream again today, I'll be back. Till then, I have an appointment for our stuff. Sounds good, Popstar. We'll see you later. Please don't hurt me. He started falling. I just like grabbed onto the nearest thing. Just very glad that it's not my neck. Actually, might as well do the jumps of these two. Bless you. So I could just do this. Hey, you're a little goofball. Did you know that? Did you know you're a little goofy? You're a little goofy. What are you doing, huh? He's got beautiful bean pads. They're like they look like little cocoa beans. Let me show you. Oh, did I just lose my stream? Am I streaming? It says offline. But then my frames are still up. You want to go down? I'll be down. Am I streaming? I can still see you? Weird. Okay, cool, good. Anyway, yeah, he has a little chocolate bean pads. They're super, super cute. I think I need to make this, wait, this side quite small. Go the other way. Hello, Symphony. Welcome. It's been a while. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Looks very jean jacket vibes right now. How you been doing, Symphony? It's a good day. Well, good. I agree. We're making a jacket right now. We're gonna take this, we're gonna split it. Uniform, and split. I'm actually gonna, well, maybe not. Let's undo that. And instead, we'll take this. There. Then we're gonna take the curve that in. It's a little too tight. Need those wrinkles there. But I do need to do something to make it look like a little bit baggier or something to that effect. So let's try just lengthening it first. And I think we're actually going to make this smaller too. Let's just do the whole thing. Boom. Just because that's the kind of material that is. Excuse me. I'm going to add another line. Boom. Rotate just that. Drop it right here. Beautiful. Let's also add, can I split this? Or do I want to split it? Probably not. But I will add a point. Cool. Excuse me. We also have some buttons we can add. Button. Oh. Oh. That's it. Well, actually, we can put one on the pockets as well. Boom. I'm going to switch back to our material. I'm going to go to color. I'd just like to make it do like a gray right there. Line close. Perfect. A little bit closer. Apparently I can close the zipper just with one click by doing, what was that again? Where was that? Was it in, do I have to have the zipper tool selected? No. Can I select just the zipper? Yes, I can. And I can say fasten. That's it. I'd love a fasten like distance. That'd be super useful. Can I move the actual like zipper down? Because I can see it right here. Is that a thing I can select? Um, okay. Doesn't seem like quite what I want to do. And now it's just like dangling. So that doesn't seem super useful. I want the zipper on, but just further down, like right, just right here. I could use elastic to do it. Not my favorite method, but it will work, and I think I gotta do it. So do that. We'll do segment sewing. Boom, boom. I'm just gonna bring that together. Interesting. The buttons don't behave as nicely as one might expect. But hello, Jeannie. Welcome back. How's your day going? Just gonna take these ones and we'll say fabric. Do that again. Wow. I feel like my sneezes are becoming stronger. I did just turn 34, so I'm basically at dad sneeze level already. Not a dad, by the way. just in case anyone had that question. I should be able to put a different fabric on here. Why can't I add that? Can I just drag it onto? Yes, I can. All right, there we go. Perfect. On this fabric. Yeah, Dad. I like that. I like that. Cat Dad. Never felt more cat dad like. Now that my cat's getting surgery. All right, that looks pretty nice. Back out of the two softwares, what would you recommend? What's better, Vneon or Warudo? I personally would use Warudo over Vneon. Vneon's great, but frankly, it's just not flexible enough. You know what? I take that back. I do want the zipper there. I do want the zipper there. You're goddamn right, I want the zipper there. It's all bunched up here, which I don't like. There we go. That's much more reasonable. In fact, I probably should have done that a while ago. Both sides. That is much closer to the look. Much, much closer. Offset this a little ways. Save. Warudo's the one I should go with. Okay, got it. Thank you again for the help. Absolutely, pop star. Warudo does have a learning curve, just so you're aware. It is similar to VR chat, but yeah, I said that before, but they do have a Discord that's pretty active. If you have like questions and stuff, definitely recommend going to their little forum on Discord and asking questions and stuff. All right, I left the zipper on. I'm okay with that. I think it's just fine for right now. Okay, I'm enjoying this now. You know, honestly, it is just worth it to actually uh, just make the whole thing in Marvelous. At first, I thought it wasn't, and I kind of worked pretty hard to just go, oh, I'll just do just some stuff in only do some things in Marvelous, and I'll do the rest in Blender. But working with anytime you're working with cloth, like it's just different enough that specialized software really comes in clutch. All right, we're gonna add a line here. There. So now it goes up. To there. Then I need it here. Well, doesn't quite seem to line up. I don't know how I could improve that. All right, we're going to make another little rectangle. Should be about that long. Actually, going to make it a little shorter. Almost at a point. Boom. And boom. Okay. Segment sewing. Sewing this. 2. This. That. And this. 2. That. And this. 2. That. That don't look quite right. These first two look correct, so let's just do those ones for right now. Delete that. We'll select this. We'll give it a little bit of extra thickness, say 4, yes. And yeah, we'll do the, pull this up a little ways, pause it, go into our segment sewing, here to there. And I think we're just going to want to increase this length here. Probably more than that. Um, yeah, the zipper should be on this side. As it is, mostly. Maybe we need to move this internal line over a wee bit. This looks messed up there. So I'm going to go to Edit, Sewing, select this one, delete it, and do Segment Sewing again. And make sure we are for sure selecting this internal line, because that's where it should be. Beautiful. Ah! All right, almost there. Definitely still got some collision happening. All right, I do think that's looking good. So now I'm going to do a fold. In, oh, that's not the line I think I'm selecting. Interesting. I can go to our line here. We have the add point. We have this point here. So I'm going to make a mirror one on the other side. Fucking loads. Come on, let's go. And I guess I'll put another one there. Then we're going to do segment sewing for here. And I want to sew it to this side. Looks like to lower this quite a bit. This segment can go. Looks a little too long, too wide. Or maybe the other way. That's too much. Right about there. All right, save that. Now let's do solidify. We already added thickness, but we can actually just fully solidify the object. Then let's add a button. Boop. So we should have buttons. Yes. Button. Button. Oh, big. Can I swap these for a different button? Let's see. Default button. Style collision. And there actually should be buttons under here, but it's gonna be a little tough to get to. All right, save. I'd say it's looking pretty good. It's definitely looking a lot more like realistic than it was before. I think we want to make it a bit longer overall, and then we're in a really good spot. So I'm going to go Z, select this one and this one. Select this one first. I'm just going to grow that. Go to here. What's that? That. Lower. Probably need to lower these ones too. Something like that. All right. And then for these segments here, we want to try the elastic. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Awesome. It is getting to a good spot when I keep saying that all the time. That's how you know. I'm actually going to say this section. All right, almost done. Let's do just a bit more work here. Basically, our little box here needs also its own internal rectangle. like that. It isn't needed per se. That's the design. Fabric doesn't need anything. Can I split open a segment? If I just do cut, failed to cut some patterns, internal line must intersect the pattern outline. Okay, so that's not quite it. Sort of way to introduce pockets there. Can I move the button? I can see it right there. I guess not. Just gonna delete it now and re-add it. Oh. Oh. It's bunched up in the middle. Looks like our... Oh, I see. This little dot here didn't get adjusted. Should probably be like right there. I guess. I don't know. Hmm. I guess we'll turn off collision on some of the buttons because they're fucking stuff up. So I'll take a button. Boom. Boom. Hello, Fax. Welcome. I'm going to turn collision on for all of them, I think. It's going to get real complicated if they're all colliding. In fact, is the zipper collidable? We have thickness. Doesn't have an option like that. All right. That's A-okay. I'm doing quite well. We're working on some clothing right now. Let's make it some nice stuff. This is indeed Marvelous Designer, yes. It's a pretty useful program. Definitely one of my main go-tos. A lot of bunched up fabric there. We're gonna have to pull this one up. Looks better. A little too bunched there as well. Um, 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 um. Like I need to adjust this. It just seems oddly kind of pulled, kind of pinched right here. I don't know exactly where that's coming from. But it does look pretty similar to what we'd see. Maybe it's these ones here. There we go. Let's let them breathe a little easier. I don't mind it pinching a little bit, but that was getting to be a bit too much. Can you later turn the clothing into mesh and export it? I thought it was only for designing stuff. You can export it directly to Blender and then into your Substance Painter workflows, and you get the whole enchilada there. Marvelous Designer is definitely used in the fashion industry, but it's also heavily used in AAA game development. It's good. It's very good. I'm going to turn on seam taping for this one. It looks a little pinched right there. Leave that alone. But yeah, I mean, like you technically can do simulations in Blender, and if you're really dedicated, you can do it. But no, it's just you're fighting Blender to get it to work like Marvelous. That's insane. Sounds really useful. I remember trying to make clothing in Blender with the cloth sculpting brushes. It was not that intuitive, to be honest. Well, it is not. That is definitely kind of an afterthought for for Blender. Excuse me. Which is unfortunate, but what can you do? That's just it wasn't quite made with that in mind. There are some great add-ons for taking Marvelous Designer stuff and then retopologizing it in Blender. There's some great stuff for that. But we're missing a few other things. Boom, boom. Something like that, and then we'll go to edit sewing, select that, delete that, and just actually put it right back. Boom, boom. All right, nice and detailed. We can actually save it there, and I can turn on the nice rendering for a little bit. Wow, it's a lot nicer when it wasn't. This one, this nice rendering. uh, nice. Okay, we're getting pretty close to done. I'm just gonna add some internal lines on the back here, and then I'll probably be done for the day. It's the first time I see how Marvelous work. It's like working with real fabric and stitches. Almost, it's impressive. Yes, it really is like that. You know, I think getting into this stuff, I never would have assumed that you could really even do something like that. I was just saying how, like, I love virtual reality. This program would be even better if you could work in it in virtual reality, like actually pull the fabric and like add things in VR. That would be amazing. But I think we're a while away from that. Excuse me. All right. Just adding these lines because it helps control the topology. All right, there's a little bit more I want to add, but I can't quite think of the right way to do it. Because we basically need like a line here. I don't know how to project a shape on there. So I think we'll just kind of call it done. Let's turn up the resolution. So we're going to go down to particle distance and we'll set it to 10. And then we'll also set the mesh type to quad optimized. We're gonna test some exporting. And that'll be it. That'll be lunch. That'll be the end of the stream for today. I will be back tomorrow, of course, and I think that we'll move pretty quick in wrapping everything up. Should be pretty much done tomorrow. Because we just need to fix the face, adjust some of the painting on the face, make sure the expressions are good, and then turn the tank top and the jacket into clothing, which I'm pretty fast at now. Making clothing into stuff. I'm speedy. The reason we turned up the particle distance is that basically is the resolution. That's a little too crunchy, huh? Oh. Just gonna pull it a little. Set it right there. Or pull this out. Trying to find some better wrinkles in there. That looks better. Thank you, Fax. I appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna double click everything. We're gonna go to switch our view to UV editor, select everything, right click and say fit UV 01. Okay, that looks terrible. Let's try one more time. I need to do UV snapshot, bake, move, auto packing. Sure. Apply. Close. This one's a little bit better. Still kind of garbage, but that's okay. Can I zoom? Interesting. Is that the zipper texture? Must be. Okay, so now got a nice little UV map. We can select everything again. We can make sure, pretty sure everything is selected. Save. File. File. Export. OBJ. So put in Marvelous Designer. We'll say Foxhound jacket. Oh. It's automatically make UVs based on the shapes you draw for the clothing. Yes. Yeah, so the actually kind of the fabric positioning stuff oftentimes can be the UV space as well, or you can pack it before sending it out. So you can texture inside of Marvelous. You can even do retopology in Marvelous, but I prefer doing it in Blender because it's easier. Oh goodness. Ugh. Apparently you can weld now. That's new. I think I'll want them unwelded. Scale. Meter. Okay. It's a fast export. Let's open up Blender. I'm going to close Painter here. Oops. Or not. Nice. Sounds like it'd be really good for a fast workflow. It can be. Learning curve, as always, can be uh, a pain point, but honestly, compared to a lot of other softwares, I felt like Substance Painter was a lot harder to learn. Marvelous Designer is like 20%, 25% as challenging as Substance Painter. Don't quote me on that. That's what it felt like. I'll do a new collection. We'll call this Clothing Edit. Save that. And we'll go get our OBJ. Boom. Sure. Beautiful. Ah, I messed up my export. Delete that. Save. Go back. Double click everything. Make sure we do quad optimize. Was that not selected for everything? You know, maybe that was it. 'Cause that's happened before. Just surprising. Thanks, Sam. Great to see you. See ya. Enjoy your day, Symphony. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you later. Oh, right. Geometry Nodes actually has this really cool feature now. So rather than having to update it every time, I should be able to go to GeoNode, new, and call this Foxhound Jacket import. OBJ. That did not export correctly. That's one more time. I don't know why it keeps deselecting. I'm not clicking anything to deselect, but it does seem to do that multiple times. So, boom, boom, place. Okay. Save. Back to here. Just gonna reselect that. Okay. Definitely seems a little tilted. Can I just rotate that? Cool. Ignore the clipping. It's okay. Okay for things to clip. Looks pretty dope though. So this jacket alone is 80,883 triangles, so it's quite expensive on its own. Looking fancy, thank you. We'll add a subdivision. We must import them as instances. Yes, it does, so we'll realize it. Maybe. Okay, good. And since we realized it, now it's actually subdividing properly. Still getting sharp edges, which means we need a weld modifier included. So we'll do that. Add, generate, weld. Put that right there. And right now it's welding literally everything. I would prefer it only did the borders. So I'm gonna, right here, borders. I'm gonna write in here, borders. Select it here. But in the geometry nodes, I'm going to actually select that. So I'm gonna store a named attribute. This will be a float point named borders, and it will be edge neighbors if this is equal, greater than, or equal to 2. That's the value. Oh no, it's less than equal to. Crunchy. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone actually. That's not working very well. I don't know if we're gonna use this geometry nodes at all, pretty much. It's a little too strong. But there we go. We got our jacket in, and soon we'll be baking. 1207. Yeah, soon we'll be baking. I'm going to leave it there for now. Certainly more to do, but there always is. Okay. I got to go eat some lunch and then go pick up my cat from the vet. When you retopo the clothing, do you actually retopo some of the folds, or you make a flatter version of the clothes and then make the folds? I'll actually show you. I got some time, and it doesn't take too long. So let's go to our clothing. Right click. I'm going to do jacket by poly. Drop that in here. And we'll do jacket no poly. And we're going to make a circle of 8. Rotate. Shrink. There. Boom, boom, boom. My real quick tutorial style version. And we're going to mirror this and subdivide. So, extrude, scale, extrude, scale. And we'll take just this one, 0.6, boom. Actually, this, because of the jacket, we'll do something like that. Put one cut here, one cut there, one cut there for the step division. Extrude that down, do one cut there. Move that forward. Forward. Not 100% sure how I want to tackle that collar, but this is good enough for now. So this is generally what I do for my retopo. And then we'll make sure that shrink wrap is pointed to the jacket. Boom. Then what we can do is apply the mirror. apply the subdivision, duplicate, and apply the shrink wrap. And then we can go in with our sculpting and start smoothing out that mesh. We only need to smooth out one side for now. I'm actually going to delete that half. More of an artifact that I end up with the other one. Here, subdivide one more time. And we're only at just below 4K. Let's make sure to turn off merge on the mirror. Apply, apply. I'm going to back up a little bit because I am going to have to redo it with the collar a little bit. That's kind of generally my there are ways to get the folds exactly looking correct, but it's much easier to give the impression of folded cloth with a texture than it is with geometry, especially if that geometry is going to deform. If you have like a perfect fold on like a part of the mesh that doesn't deform that much, then I would say you could use geometry. But if you have something like a hood, it'd probably be better to keep the wrinkles and folds more built into the textures because you're just going to be moving it and it's really easy for the geometry to clip with itself. It gets just less controllable. See what you're doing. Never thought of using shrink wrap. Insane. Thank you for showing me. Sorry if I made you stay a bit longer, but that's really useful. I'm happy to show it. Happy to show it. And but I will call it here. But yeah, facts. You're always welcome to ask questions. I have no problem with that. And just for anyone who's interested out there, I do offer tutoring. So I'm going to drop that link in the chat because if you'd like some one-on-one sessions or have me help you with a personal project, I'd be happy to. All right. Facts, Arctic, Symphony, Popstar, Pablo, Genie. Who else can't buy today? A lot of people come by. Dara. Stardom if you're out there. Zoom. Thank you all for hanging out. Hope you're all having an amazing Wednesday. And I'll be back tomorrow with a recovering cat. And we're going to finish up Foxhound. Make sure to spoil Pixie when you get her back. I will. I'm glad I got another cat because I'm sure he's just going to take care of her as well. See ya. Have a good lunch. Same to you. Bye, Fax. Bye, Arctic.